just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Best of luck to the Rowdy Gentleman Fantasy Football Experience. Best of luck to the boys.
What an intro. What a feeling. It is Tuesday. I'm sorry. Usually I'm in my robe, but I had just gotten home from work not too long ago, and I am just as excited as Doyle is, and it couldn't wait. I'm not getting the robe on. It'll come back. What a week. What another week. This one's to you, boys. APA, American Pale Ale, way better than Indian Pale Ale, right, Kyle? All right. No more fucking around. Let's get into it. Tuesday, that means week 2 is in the books. You want to know my outtake? Glorious affairs. Down goes Larry. I repeat, down goes Larry. Please, you're going to have to forgive me. I'm still trying to figure out this whole, when you're video editing, iPhone ratio to YouTube widescreen ratio. So, if half of my face is in and half of my face is out. I'm doing my best here. Give me a fucking break. We just had the Resolute Cup. I'm selling hotel rooms out the ass. You think I got time for this? Let's get into it. So after an impressive statement win in their season opener, Team Larry came into week 2 and season 2, back to back, showing he's looking to go back to back. After posting a league high, possibly history high, I'm not sure, we're going to have to check the archives, 175 points in week 1, Larry gets their bell absolutely rung when visiting Harborside Red Sauce. It must have been the pesto? I don't know. Mind you, this is the same guy that tried to sit here and tell you that trading Stephon Diggs was a good idea. So, just like we started last week's recap, we're going to give credit where credit's due. So, shout out to me. Shout out to fucking me, baby. Jonathan, Taylor, ham, egg, and cheese. Is it that hard, Jerry?
Jonathan Taylor ham, egg and cheese. Okay.
But hey, that's okay. We're here to overcome adversity. Fantasy football is overcoming adversity. And let me tell you this, Jonathan Taylor Ham posted the weekly high with 157.98. That's a 69-point increase from last week. Nice. And we can't go without the additional shout out to your mother's favorite felon, coming in at 145.26 to dish out the second straight loss to the Boston Police Department's finest team, Nelly. I mean, come on. I can't be the only one that sees the irony in your mother's favorite felon taking down Boston Police Department's Nelson. It just writes itself. All right, now you're sitting there wondering, all right, what is Glorious Affairs? Is it Glorious Affairs that Team Larry lost? Yes. Yes, it is. But no, that's not where that comes from. It is Glorious Affairs that you lost, and it's just so fitting. Here's a fun fact. A lot of you might not know this, but Kish and I were part of a transaction back in college. Basically, humans being sold. So what happened was we worked for a company called Chanterelle Boutique Catering, right? Chanterelle Boutique Catering made a decision to sell their clients, equipment, on-site manager with 2 staff to a place called Glorious Affairs. You know who those 2 staff were? Me and Kish were the 2 staff acquired by Glorious Affairs from Chanterelle Boutique Catering. 2 innocent little kids going to college in Providence, picked up a fucking catering gig in Newport, and boom, we're getting sold to fucking people? What is this? So, we were 1 shy last week due to somebody who we'll mention in a little bit. But 1 shy last week, except for this week, in the Rowdy Gentlemen, every team that took a victory was in the triple digits. Now, that's something to be proud of. That is progression, progress. Man's distinct mark alone. Not he, not I. I know Feldman's saying it. We're finishing it right now. No. So, Ted Jones with an impressive outing at 136. Just the 2 of us. Keeps it rolling over the Brady Bunch at 134 and change. Red Sauce, Luxburger, and Letfeld Cook round out the winners list. Gotta do it. Shout out Scott Van Pelt, the only guy I still like on ESPN. So we've had another week of bad beats. On top of that list, again, we've got Team Nelly. You ended the week at 117 total points. Not terrible at all. You're in triple digits. You would have beat 9 other teams. Not only are you dealing with injuries to your starting running back and wide receiver, but you're putting up numbers that aren't terrible. Had you have faced 9 other teams, you'd come out with a win. Instead, we got you at 0-2. Right behind that with a bad beat, we've got E-Hafe and the bunch. You're at 114. You would have beat 7 other teams. Miraculously, despite the loss, you managed to climb still 8 spots in the projections. You're sitting at number 2 overall. Phenomenal. That's fantastic. It may have lost this week, but I'm glad to see, I don't know if it's Watson, I don't know if it's IBM, they're all fucking snakes, but I'm glad to see they're factoring it in. You had a 114 week. That's not terrible. You may have lost, but you're still up there. You're in the projections. You're beating other teams this week. Stay focused. Now it's time for the most anticipated part of the video.
What the Rock is cooking.
That's right. We're back in the robe. We've had to make some calculated decisions. And you know who wasn't making some calculated decisions? The Ace of Spades. At the helm of Dave Cox and company. It's tough to think that someone having such a hard time making calculated decisions, as Jersey Jerry would say, is trusted to handle our financials? Don't blame me, I'm just the commissioner. Alright, so here it is, real simple, real quick. After 2 weeks, don't be fooled by what the standings show South versus the North. Just because there happens to be 3 undefeated teams versus 1 up in the North, that doesn't mean anything. Look at the points for. I did the math. You don't believe me? Go ahead, waste your time. Do it yourself. And then when you complain, send it to Hardigan. But here's the math, all right? The North has a total of 1,608 points for versus the South's 1,591. That's a total of 17 points. The North has a stronger offensive output, but the South has a better record to show for it right now. That's week 2. I'll see you next week, week 3.
The former Strikeforce middleweight champion and the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world,
Matt Nichols!
Could you explain yourself?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead and cover up.
Certainly. I'm sorry.
What's going on here?
Looks like you brought enough stuff to move in.
Yes.
Why don't you have a seat there?
And like some of the others, need a friend to talk to appears to know what he's walked into.
Am I being taped?
You are being taped.
Oh, crap. Am I going to be upbeat? Oh,
Good. Why don't you have a seat right over there? Did you find the place okay?
Huh?
Did you find the place okay?
No, I didn't.
It took you a while.
Huh?
Did you get lost?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Why are you here tonight?
I don't know what you're talking about.